Imagine everything going well in your self-improvement journey. You've been exercising consistently, you've been meditating and journaling and making so much progress. Girls are holding eye contact with you. You feel awesome. And then you relapse. Back to day zero of no fap. Or maybe you get sick and you miss a week from the gym eating junk food. Jeffrey will criticize you for this. He'll insult you. He'll call you weak. He'll say that self-improvement's not even working for you. But Adonis will tell you that all of this is still part of the journey. I spoke to a guy on my Discord server. We both went into like a video call together. My Discord server is linked in the description. Sometimes I just go into like the random video calls and everyone's, oh my god, HAMZA, quick everyone, delay gratification. But this one time I went into like the one-on-one section and this guy joins and he's like, oh my god, HAMZA. And then he told me his self-improvement journey, that he's a student and he was doing really well. He was making progress up until he got sick. He got COVID about a week and a half ago. And he feels that not only has he backtracked, he's actually went off self-improvement. So the question he specifically asked me was, how do I get back onto self-improvement? And I thought about it for a second. And what I said to him, I wrote it down because I knew that I would make a video about this because I'm sure that there's someone else who has experienced the same thing. I said to him that you're on it. You never got off it. Self-improvement, this thing of improving yourself, of wanting to be more healthy, wanting to be more productive, wanting to be stronger. It's for life. We want these things for life. We want to be mentally, physically healthy for life. We want to be present and grateful and strong and athletic and aesthetic for life. Because life is so long term. That means, of course, there's going to be like ebbs and flows. Of course, there's going to be periods where you're so ultra productive, you're doing so well, so consistent, checking off every habit in your tracker. And of course, there has to be periods where you're not doing so well, where you're missing a bunch of habits from the habit tracker, where you're staying up late and maybe you started watching porn again for like some random week. Maybe you started playing video games. Maybe you started going out and partying more. Of course, there has to be ups and downs. That's life. So what I said to this guy is that we have to reframe your mind. You think that you were on self-improvement and then you went off it. But the truth is that when you start self-improving, you make progress and you have that amazing feeling that, oh, like progress is actually something that I can achieve. I can actually improve my life. Your brain is like turned on forever. You always have the awareness of self-improvement then, of building your dream body, of meditating, becoming more mentally focused. That doesn't go away. So we need to reframe your mind, because if you've had one of these periods, or you're in one right now, where you feel like, okay, I'm not on self-improvement, I really want to get back on it, but it's kind of hard to like start the ball rolling again. You have to reframe your mind. You have to change your mentality and think like, nope, I am someone who's on self-improvement for the rest of my life. I am the guy who meditates for the rest of my life. I am the guy who consistently goes to the gym for the rest of my life. And of course, the athlete who goes to the gym for all of his life, that guy's still gonna have a month off randomly, isn't he? He's still, of course, gonna have a week off when he's sick at some point in his life. That's what we're going through. I have to take responsibility for this because I come onto camera, I preach the message of Adonis to you, and I speak in very like extremes, black and whites. And sometimes I don't speak enough about the realistic parts of self-improvement, which of course are those days where like you just forget to meditate for like 4 days in a row. It's when you go AFK, like your brain's just not even turned on and you just grab your phone and you ended up spending an hour just looking at YouTube reels. It happens to me. But what happens after that is the most important part. So we're gonna mess up, we're gonna make mistakes, we're gonna have failures. What happens after that? The way that we process those failures, the way that we process those setbacks, that's so important. It's so important right now. If you just take a couple of seconds to think, okay, think about the last like failure you had, the last setback you had, the last time that you missed some like habits from the habit tracker, you felt like you weren't being so productive. How did your brain react to that? What were the words that you were saying? Really ask yourself, okay, what were the words that my brain was saying to me about that thing, like the time like I missed the gym for 3 days straight, or the time where I didn't meditate? How did you react? What did you say to yourself? Really be honest, and I'm gonna try and be honest too. What has it been for me? Maybe meditation for me. There was a couple of days here in Thailand that I didn't meditate in the morning time. And in fact, my brain was actually pretty positive towards that. I've already sort of ingrained this mindset of like, yep, this is for life. So, if you miss it for a couple of days, it's not the best thing ever, but come on, I know that I'm on it for life. So it's very insignificant in the grand scheme of things. And that really helped me get back on track because I wasn't hard on myself. Were you hard on yourself the last time that you messed up? I think setting high standards for yourself is incredibly important. But I think when you do go through setbacks and failures, I think that's when it's important to be very positive and loving to yourself. Because the truth is, like, the words that you say in your brain, the attitude that you have about yourself, honestly dictates like 90% of your life. Truly, like 90% of your experiences literally just come down to the words that you are saying in your brain. That's extremely profound. Your experience of life is largely just based up on the words that you say in your brain, the attitudes that you hold, the beliefs that you have. Why don't we just take advantage of that and think of beneficial things and hold beliefs that are beneficial to us. Along with this mindset, this like reframing of this situation that you kind of went off all the habits, but now you're going to be thinking to yourself that, nope, I'm on self-improvement for life, so what's just happened is quite insignificant. Let's get back on track. I was always on this journey. I didn't just fall off self-improvement. That's part of the progress. Life has these ebbs and flows. Having that mentality is really good.